Hello again. Back again with one of the last sections on the rebuild of, of paint, stripping it down and painting it. All stripped, all done. So these are now all done. Back to bare, clean. I got to do one more clean before I decide to paint. I was going to put it together first and then paint. But I decided I'm thinking about painting it first and then assembling it, because I ain't got to worry about paint getting anywhere and stuff like that, and it's going to be easier to paint if I can sit like this and paint it rather than have it as a complete unit and having to suspend it maybe. So I'm going to be getting some black paint at some point. I'll go through it again quickly what's happened. Only quickly, because I always take it forever to upload a video. Started off with the calipers on the bike all working fine. Remove the brake pads. Once brake pads are removed, pump out the brakes to get the pistons out as far as you can. Don't worry if they pop out, that's what you want, but it's very unlikely they will because the disc could be in the way. Once that's done, bleed the system. Once you've bled the system out the best you can, remove the brake lines. Obviously use something to put over the ends of it, because they will carry on dripping out. You don't want to drip on all over your bike wheel or over the floor. I put little bottles underneath mine. Once that's done, you can break the retaining bolts, which are the two bolts that go in there and there. Once you've snapped those and broke those, otherwise you'll never get them undone if it's actually on the desk in one piece. It needs so much force you'll end up hurting yourself or breaking something. Once they're done, you can then remove the two mounting bolts and then remove the whole system, and you can then break it. Be aware there will be fluid still in there, so when you do break it, have something nearby, because brake fluid will come out still. Once that's done, you can then give them a good clean and take the pistons out. Like I said before, if the pistons haven't come out all the way, they can be difficult. So if there is a tool out there, I don't know if there is or not, but if there is a tool out there to get the pistons out, I recommend buying it. It's probably got to be worth it. It can be expensive. Once you've got the pistons out, you can take the seals out. There's two seals in each port. Once they're removed, use a pick. Easiest way of doing it. Which one I use? Something like that. Use one of these picks. Once that's done, you can clean out all the ports with carb clean, which is what I've used. Not carb clean, clutch and brake cleaner. Once that's all cleaned and done, you can clean the pistons up. I've managed to attach a bit to my drill, so I could use emery cloth and just spin it around, and it works a treat. It saved me a hell of a lot of elbow grease to be doing that. As you see in the other video. Once that's done and it's all done, you can then obviously paint stripper them. I put them in a washing up bowl, covered them in paint stripper for an hour. Did it 3 times in total, about an hour and a half in between, and then brushing it off, putting it on again, leaving it an hour and a half, brushing it off, and so on. Last time I did it, it was still a few little bits and bobs hanging around on there, so I just got I got one of these scalpel blade things. I use one of these. Scraper, stone knife, stone blade, anything like that to do it. You can get into the niggly bits and just peel them all off, because there's always going to be some stubborn ones. So now they're all ready to be done, but like I said, I will give them one more clean with the carb clean, dry them all out. I will get some air on there if I can, blow all the ports out, and then when I paint them, I can paint them face down. Look, it'll be a lot easier to paint them face down than it is going to be to try and paint them as a whole. Once that's done, I can then reassemble. I am thinking about painting them black, like I said, and the Tokiko emblem, I think I'm going to try and go around it if I can. It's going to be difficult, but I'm going to see if I can go around it. So I'm going to get a small brush to be able to go in between everything and go around everything, because I want to try and do this green onto the black caliper. I've got some more bolts as well, like I said beforehand. I brought some more bolts. I'm thinking about doing these actually green heads on them, just so they pop on the black. If you see, like I said, hopefully if I do that, it will show. I'm probably going to be ordering some more bleed nipples as well. I might as well put some new ones in there. I have cleaned the old ones up, but I am thinking about putting some new bleed nipples in there. Total for everything: the seals, the bolts, and if I get the bleed nipples, you're looking at about 35 quid in total, which ain't too bad for rebuilding a caliper and having it all nice and you know, can't fault on your brakes, can you? So I'm hoping that that's going to all work fine when I all put it back together again. Once it's all painted, seals are in, I can then bolt it all back together and hopefully remount. I've got the new brake pads in there anyway, and then it's just a matter of pumping the system, which I will probably show whilst I'm doing it, because it's a bit of a tricky thing, and I've got a gun that I can use to help me. So I'll speak to you all again soon when it's all up and running again. See ya.